The response will depend on the information that control first receive in terms of what attributes that we send. We have multiple different water rescue attributes. We have swift water rescue attributes based at Aston Park and Edlington. They have the ability to bring a powerboat along, and then we have water first responder stations spread out throughout the county that obviously back them up as well. Obviously generalising, a lot of the time it's people entering bodies of water when we have periods of warm weather. It carries a lot of issues. A lot of the times, again, sometimes it can be remote locations, getting attributes and resources there. It can be difficult. They're obviously very emotional incidents. A lot of times, friends, family, members of the public can be in attendance. There's a lot of moral pressure from members at the incident on the fire crews who attend. And then a lot of the time it's trying to locate where the casualty is. There can sometimes be a lot of miscommunications, and we can get good Samaritans trying to effect rescues themselves, and they can cause complexities as well for us to have to manage. The very first thing is to gather any information from anybody who might be there. Let's try and ascertain the last known location of the casualty or last scene point, and then obviously can start a rescue plan based on where they are. Obviously crews have a lot to take into account at that as well. What resources do they need to try and perform a rescue? How do we get them resources to the scene of operations? As I mentioned before, very difficult sometimes, quite remote locations. You've got the cold, you've got objects hidden below the surface that might not be visible that can end up being tangled up in, and you can very easily end up in trouble in the water due to the water itself, whether it's cold. Moving water, it doesn't take a great deal to sweep you off your feet and sweep you away from wherever you've entered the water. Even a small amount of moving water can wash you away. Obviously when we have periods of extreme cold, or even just prolonged periods of cold, the risk to cold water shock from entering the water, accidentally falling in, or purposefully entering it, is a huge risk. Your body will naturally do things to try and compensate, and one of them is an initial gasp as soon as you hit the water. If you're then in moving water and you're trying to catch your breath, it's incredibly dangerous, and you could inhale, take on board water, and then you're in some serious danger then of drowning.